I'm just washing off Miss Peggy. She has a baby, but she had 3 babies. And so we can take off a little bit of milk off of her. It helps the baby to not have such a hard time getting milk, and it keeps her high in milk. So we'll see. She might not have a whole lot depending on how much the baby's been drinking. Not much in that one. It tends to like the left nipple. The right nipple always seems to be fuller on Peggy. So Puzzle, Poppy Puzzle, as somebody suggested, that Poppy is a good name. I like it.
So how are you milking Miss Peggy?
Okay, so I'm basically taking my fingers up at the top and pinching it off, and then it fills with milk in the area, and then when you squeeze down, it lets it out, but it prevents it from coming back up into the udder. So you basically go and you have your hand open, you push up against the udder, and then you pinch off the nipple, and it will fill, this part will basically be trapped, the milk will be trapped, and then once you pinch it off, then you use your other fingers to slowly squeeze down in order to get the milk out. So you kind of shake it a little bit because the goats tend to hit the udder and it allows the milk to fall. So you basically shake it with your hand open, pinch it, and then you can see how it's full here if you do a close-up, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pinched off here, and then you basically squeeze the milk out. Now she doesn't have a whole lot, and that's fine. We're just checking her, making sure also, this is kind of like another way of doing a wellness check on the mama. Good job, giving her some grain, giving her a chance to eat, and then just seeing how she's doing. And then we'll say, okay, next mama. Okay, Miss Peggy. She's like, I want to eat all that grain. Well, normally she does, but I kind of just poured it into the bucket from the bucket. And so we'll say next goat, which is, well, I can check you. You're fine. So this is Violet, and she has 2 babies. And so I won't necessarily take milk from her, but she'll be able to get some grain here, and I'll be able to check her because she's had a little owie on her side of her face, as you can see, but she's healing up really well. And there's a little owie on the underside, which that too is healing up well. Yep. As you can see that, I don't know if you can zoom in. She probably won't let you. She's doing good. There's just a scab now. She's doing good. So that's what we check on. I'll lock their neck in, wash her off. This is to make sure that they don't have mastitis or anything like that. If she's having a hard time on the backside, which it looks like she is, she has some drainage from being a mama, then sometimes I'll take a different cloth or something that I have to wipe her off with, and I'll just kind of clean her up a little bit, which may or may not work right now. So that's okay, it's just something to be aware of. Not a big deal. So then I'll see if she is still giving milk. See, yep, the milk is coming out really easy. But she's not used to it because she hasn't really been milked a lot. Her babies have been taking milk. But she does have quite a bit. So just try to get her used to being milked, getting grain for the milk. So she feels good. She has little teats. This is another way of finding out whether you want to breed them and keep their babies, because they may have small teats, which makes it a lot harder to milk. In that case, when they have really small teats, basically you just use your thumb and your 2 fingers, and basically you pinch at the top with your thumb and your first finger, and then you kind of just squeeze down, because then it's really, really small nipples. she doesn't have much, which is fine. She has 2 babies. She's get a chance to get checked. Just make sure she doesn't have mastitis or anything. That the milk is coming out of both nipples and both teats, and she's doing good. She still has some drainage or whatever from having babies, but overall she's doing good. That's another way of chancing if there's any other sores, if they have ticks or anything like that. You check them. Just overall, sometimes it's actually the temperature. You know, you might feel their areas, and then you might feel like a really hot spot. And any hot spots are usually an infection, or there might be something wrong. But she feels fine. She's doing good. We'll give you some more food in your area, okay, for your babies. But we're going to let you go now, and we're going to let somebody else come up and eat some. Come on. Good girl. Okay, go ahead out. Miss Daisy, you're next. Yep, come on up. They kind of know our routine. They come up and they're like, oh yeah, we get to have food. We're very excited. I'm happy to come up and let you milk me. Yep. Another reason why they might be reducing the amount of milk that they're giving is because we only been milking them once a day. We're not super worried about, you know, having the milk. We're just kind of doing it as a wellness check, and so we've only been milking them once a day at night. But really, if you want to keep them in milk and you want to make sure that their productivity stays up with milk, then you would milk them twice a day. And so as you can see, she's a lot more. You can see how I'm doing it. So I do a pinch off at the top, woo, and then squeeze down. And we'll filter this back in the house. So if it gets a little bit of hair in it or something like that, it's not a big deal. And so that one, you know, it's getting a little bit less. It's not refilling as quickly. So then I'll just switch over to the other side, and then I'll come back to the first teat. So you go back and forth until there's no more milk left. And initially, they're really tight. Like, it's hard to get milk out of them because they're engorged, is what you call it. And when they haven't been milked in the morning, they have a lot more milk, which tells them that they don't have babies, which is why they start reducing the amount of milk that they are producing. Now the other two that I just milked have babies, and so they just have less milk because they have babies eating off of them. Okay. There's only one more goat left at this point, and she has 3 babies that are 6 months old. That's Eliza, the herd mama, and so she probably won't have very much milk at all. But it's a good way to check them. Makes them really friendly, and they basically get to eat as much grain as they want to the whole time they're being milked. So keeps them happy. They're not fighting as much. They're much more docile, and they like to be milked, so they'll come up and want to be milked. Okay, you're done. Your time's over. Yep, I know there's grain left in there still. You're okay. Come take it down. Good girl. Good girl. Miss Trapezard. No. Oh, no. Oh, you're going over to the chicken. Okay. Oh, yep, you're next. Wow, Peggy. Yeah, be the herd mama. I can't believe I'm last. Basically making me wait.
She was complaining.
She was. She was like, how dare you? You know I'm the herd mama. I should get first choice on the grain. Okay. Backside looks good. No ticks, no leakage. She hasn't had her babies yet, but she has her milk from the previous babies, so she still has some. As you can see, look at her. She has actually an extra nipple here. Like I pointed it out in a different video, that she has a double nipple on that. But you squeeze it off. So obviously we're not doing this for the milk. I mean, that's less than a pint. And so we're doing it kind of just to check on them. Make sure they're we're also coming out here just to put them away at night anyway, so that there's not predators. So while we're putting them away at night, it's easy to just milk them for a couple of minutes. Some nights we get a quart, some nights we get less, but today there was a lot more. Babies are getting older, they're eating more, so it's fine. But she's gonna pop anytime. I mean, her sides are just huge. See if I can feel a baby. Oh yeah, there's baby in there. But she's not yet dilated at all, so she's gonna be a little while. But she's humongous. Babies, coming in the spring, springtime babies. Yep. You want more grain, huh? I'll throw you some grain to the group, okay? She's like, I know where the grain is. It's in that bucket. Okay, but you need to get down before you get green. Well, I mean, besides the rest of the group will get a little bit of green just for coming in at night. And so we'll throw that into their little trough here. And yeah, they have to fight over it, but